Hey, what's happening, gamers? How's everybody doing? Welcome to Mario Kart. This is the Road to Mario Kart World, episode 52, I think. So today we're going to get funky with Funky Kong and finish up the 100 cc's of... I don't even remember what we did yesterday, to be honest. I'll have to look. We did... Okay, Sweet Pea. You're fine. I know. Losing my mind too. Alright, so we gotta go. I am not completely calm. I just... If I had a freezer, I would scream in it. Wait, where's Funky Kong? I thought he's supposed to be here. Oh, there he is. Wait, he looks exactly like Donkey Kong. It's the same model, except they dress him up. Oh my gosh. That is so lazy. That is super lazy. Oh, okay, anyway. That's funny. It's fine, honey. I am not sad. Okay. I'm just double checking and see what yesterday was, because I don't remember. I was doing 100 cc's. Yeah, I can't even speak anymore. I was doing 100 cc's yesterday on stuff. So we go to...
Well, I tried to make today a good day, even though you were baking it.
I know. Alright, so we did the moon course yesterday, so that means we are here. So what I was telling you guys is what we're doing different is we did 100 cc's here first of the booster pass. So that means today is going to be 100 cc's of the OG, and then it will be the booster pass of Fruit Cup, probably. I hope we're going to get to some booster stuff. Okay, so we're playing as Donkey Kong today. I mean Funky Donkey Kong. And how long did the Be Right Back stuff go for? It was 48 minutes. Start. Okay, so this is Mushroom. Alright guys, so to keep the channel from going on break, it's good to watch the shorts. The shorts are right there, and we're diving into the first of the Grand Prix at 100 cc's with Funky Kong. That's the plan. Hi Jade. Jade, did you want your ultimate like this weekend or something, or next weekend? I forgot to ask you. Funky Kong, gonna get Funky Kong.
I was just stressing because of the views, guys.
Well,
I probably won't be on too much of this stream because you guys won't want to hear me because I am very stressed out about the views today. They are just not good at all. I'm just like having... I was gonna go out and do some stuff, but I couldn't because I was trying to share shorts for the views.
Yep. I was on my phone sharing stuff. So. I did my part. And now it's time for you guys to do your part. I was hoping for the 29th. That would work for you and Amber at least.
Yeah, and just so you guys know, like, I might have, just so everyone knows, like, I might have to go leave and visit some family, so if I have things scheduled, I might have to rework.
29th of May.
I don't know when.
Also, Jade, what is your...
Oh, that's fine.
Your ultimate is still,
Oh, thank you.
Wait, Jade, did you change your game?
I thought it was for the Disney game.
What Disney?
Spectrobes, right?
Yeah,
or
but that...
is it not Spectrobes?
Yeah, if it's Spectrobes, it would just be me. Why does Amber need to be there?
No, she's just including me as in I'm part of the channel.
Oh, okay.
She's saying that I exist.
Of course you exist, but you're sleeping at that time, so just, you know, I'm just making sure you don't need to be on it.
I appreciate Jade noticing I'm a human being.
Of course you're a human being and you exist. I can't ignore your cuteness factor. I'm just asking, like, does Jade particularly want you to be on that episode? I'm just not... I'm not good at, like, subtle... Oh, no. No!
Hi, Miss Deanna. Hi, everyone.
Da 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 da. Monkey. So assuming this gets 1,000 views tonight, guys and guys. Jeez.
Sorry, I'm just
Right.
saying, maybe we should keep doing Fantasy Life at 3, since people were saying there's some kind of error with YouTube, because I also heard that Jotaro was saying during the stream that some other streamer he knew was having a problem with his reset today.
I'm still not keeping it at 3. I'm moving it to the evening. So you can be out however long you want, and it'll come up. It'll be at 7 o'clock.
We'll
so
probably still have to come back to get you up or whatever.
no, because I'll be up playing at Mario.
Well,
I can't even speak.
sometimes, some days I do the
I'm
1:30 stream anyway, so maybe I'll come. Thinking of if I do Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday or something.
She didn't say Amber had to be there?
Well, I mean, I'll wait till Jay. Luke isn't saying that I have to. Luke is just asking if it might be a 2-player game.
Yeah, maybe Jade is tired of Spectrobes.
I was saying maybe I'd give you a second option.
Ah!
You could do Spectrobes or Ori and the Blind Forest games. I'll leave the choice for you, or we could have the chat pick. I think Jade is saying I could be on it if I wanted.
I would like to Ori and the Blind Forest with Amber. She likes that game.
I like the game, but I'm bad at it, so I would have to commentate while Luke plays.
I'm bad at it too.
It's a Metroidvania game. You're great at Metroidvania.
I'm great at Metroid Envania.
Isn't it? Doesn't it stand for Castlevania?
Yeah. Vania.
I didn't want to leave her out. Amber doesn't have to be on the stream, but I just didn't want to leave her out when I was talking.
That is so sweet, Jade. Thank you.
Jade is so nice. Yep, you're right, Alexis. Hi, Alexis.
Well, I would be on the 29th. I would be down with doing the Owl game with Amber.
Jade knows I need extra help.
Because if Amber's not there, things might get a little zany with Metroidvania. When I get lost, sometimes I get a little loopy. Amber helps me not get lost.
Hi, it's time to get funky. Clap your hands and turn around. Hop 3 times, says Alexis. Funky, says Blues Cat, my day.
Funky.
Hi, Jacob Langlet. Hi, Silver Sonic. Hi, Ariel. Hi, Shadow Trooper. Hi, Game Wing. You're amazing, Game Wing.
Monkey.
Hi, Isaiah. Hi, Miss Deanna. Hi, Jake Rose. Hi, Mr. Darthrian. Hi, Jacob Langlet. Hi, Game Wing. Hi, Shadow Trooper. Hi, everyone. Okay, I will screenshot it for Jake. So maybe we will do Ori in the Blind Forest. I'll try my best to be there too. It's not that I don't like, sometimes I just get tired at night, so, well, obviously most people get tired. I'm just saying, like, I get more tired than you.
Well, I don't
faster,
get,
but
Amber gets
I
up
can try to
earlier in
make
the
it
day. That's why Amber gets tired. I don't wake up until like around, now I get up like around 2 o'clock, but I didn't used to get up until like 3:30. And then stream. I've had to change my schedule to keep the channel stable.
I don't know what it, I mean, it's
How close am I to finishing Spectrobes?
Thank you, Jade Rhodes, for being an ultimate and for all of your generosity, and also thank you, GameWing, for being an ultimate and for your generosity, and everyone for your memberships. Thank you, everyone, for the help. Sorry, guys, I'm just gonna stop talking about it. Might get myself some ramen. Well, you don't have any food. I'm making you starve over here.
I've got gravy bread.
You know, you're gonna have an alternate. I really think the reason why I keep saying you're gonna end up with somebody else is because I secretly know that I am the worst wife in the universe.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am. You are eating bread with gravy on it from a Luke, I could not be a worse wife.
Why? I like gravy bread.
Luke, there is no way anyone in the history of time could like that.
It was very popular in the 80s and in the Great Depression.
Luke, I am telling you that I saw a 26-year-old girl with her own cooking channel make from scratch biscuits and gravy. I'm telling you that I am not as good at cooking what you like as I could be.
You could make biscuits and gravy.
Yeah, but I'm so old and there's no reason at this point. You're just, I'm gonna learn how to do it. What? What's the matter? I'm gonna learn how to make it. You, why? Oh my gosh! You stopped the car. What are you doing? Why are you giving me puppy eyes?
Gravy bread?
Oh, it's not real. It's not even real gravy. It's gravy that was in a can.
You can actually cook biscuits and gravy now?
Luke, I have watched the video many times. I have to get all the ingredients. I don't know what you mean. I can cook it. That's like saying you can watch somebody singing an opera song in Italian and now you can sing it.
So
just because you watch somebody, just because you watch someone do it doesn't mean that you can do it.
What you're saying is there's a chance. There's a possibility.
Luke, I am trying to learn the different things that you enjoy eating.
I like biscuits and gravy, and I haven't had it in 15 years.
Luke, I don't mind making that because the fact that they make it with sausage and milk and cream and flour, all of those things I like. I like sausage, milk, cream, and flour.
Yes.
So I don't really think that I would have a problem making it. But I mean, it's not. I mean, what do you, Luke?
Yes.
You want me to get extra ingredients to try out recipes when I'm literally trying to pay off I'm trying to pay off things and just survive day to day. You know what? If we were homeless and living in a box, you would be like, hey, someone would be like, hey, here's $5 to get you, you know, an apartment. And then Luke would give me the $5 and he'd be like, hey, can you get ingredients? You can make biscuits and gravy out on your little stove that you made out of the trash can over there. Instead of using this towards getting a house, let's use this towards getting ingredients to make new food items I want. I feel like there's an alternate Earth where things are bad and it's very bad and we're homeless. I hope not, but I feel like there is. In this universe, I feel like we're both missing teeth. Oh. One thing at a time. One thing at a time.
Biscuits and gravy.
Hello, Alpha Hybrid Tora the Dark Unicorn. I love biscuits and gravy too, says Britora.
Nice job, Mark.
Hi, Captain Zach. Is Luke in his 50s or 60s?
Oh
no.
my gosh!
No,
Stop it!
No,
Stop!
No. I feel old because I'm not 21 anymore. Because Luke married me when he was 23 years old. He was 23 and I was 22. We were extremely young when we got married. And I always wanted to be 25. Anything over 25 feels old to me. And I don't want to not be 25 anymore. I want to be 25 for the rest of my life because I just feel like I can't. I don't know, I just can't measure.
Here's how you do it. You go back in time. You find your 25-year-old self. You go stay in Romania for a weekend. And you get bit by a vampire. You're 25 forever. Boom.
No, Luke is not that old.
Oh my gosh. Take that back right now.
Does he really sound that? I mean, Luke is very young. Luke is extremely young.
I'm not 50 yet.
If you guys have seen, when people see him on videos and stuff, people say that he looks in his 20s. My husband is very handsome and very young looking. I'm very lucky. Why do you guys think I'm always worried about trying to cook him new foods and stuff? Because I'm nervous because he's very cute and he's very young. And I have to hang on to him.
The best way to a man's heart is through his stomach. And that stomach includes biscuits and gravy. If not, I always have gravy bread. Actually, the gravy can is going to start to go out soon.
Luke's back was only aching because he got bit by a bug that was causing him to be in a severe pain.
Well, it's a spider bite.
It wasn't aching because of age.
Although I have back pain on occasion from remnants from my car accident and when I took martial arts.
But like
that's about
everybody, I mean, I don't know how young you guys are, but like even when I turned 30, I started aching everywhere. Like it, after you were 20, after 29, you feel old. Like even if you're just 30 years old, you feel very old. Like everybody feels old when they're 30, so you know, like you may think like, oh, aching back, you're 80 years old, but in reality, once you guys get 30, things start to ache because it's after your 20s is your prime. 20 years old is your prime of life.
Mm-hmm.
After that, it goes down. You slowly goes downhill after 20.
Your quality of life changes, and you have to switch from hard mode to normal. And then when you get older, it goes from normal to easy. And then when you're elderly, then it's super easy mode. Super Kong!
I am in my 30s, says GameWing. See, GameWing knows what we're talking about.
Even if you found like an anti-aging drug, you can't change your organs. So even if you found a way of like making your outward appearance look younger, inside you're still older.
It looks like everyone wishes they had an anti-aging drug, says Charles Demers. I mean, they do in a way. It's called eating healthy and getting and move. They say moving. The best thing you can do is oxygen in your body. Moving. Every day, move a little every day.
Got to move it, move.
That's why I really didn't want to sit. That's one of the reasons why, although I do love sitting here with my husband doing these videos, I've been sitting here for a long time, many years, and I really do need a job where I can go out and move. Like Luke, he's gonna look good no matter what, but I'm a girl. Girls age worse than guys, and it's true. They say men age like wine, women age like milk. And milk does not age well. It gets lumpy and gross. And women do age like milk. Like, if you don't, yeah, that's why women have to do so much plastic surgery and creams and all kinds of stuff. Women do not age well. What are you doing?
I don't see any lumps.
There's lumps all over me. What are you talking about?
I don't see any lumps. You have nice, shiny hair.
I feel like Lumpy Space Princess.
No. What did we just do? Mushroom Cup? Da, 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 da. Did you want to try playing, or...?
Tell me why someone in your videos, old videos, said Amber sounds like a 16-year-old, says Charles. I mean, some people act...
Amber had to change her voice.
Some people, I mean, like when I was 20, people thought I was 13 years old.
Amber...
So people always think that some people look younger than they are.
So Amber had to tone her voice down because her voice was naturally high. And it's because we got spoken to by the FTC. And the FTC was just like, we're just making sure, after speaking with your lawyer and all this other stuff, that your channel does not have any minors present. And yet, in these Disney videos, we hear what sounds like a young child. And I'm like, that is my wife. Right. And they're like, oh. So Amber heard this feedback, and she was like, I have to try to sound older. So she gradually changed her voice from... Amber had a very, we'll say, soprano-sounding voice, like, for speaking. It was very high-pitched, like an anime character for... If you go back and listen to the older videos. And then after 2019, she started to try to forcibly lower her voice so that she wouldn't be mistaken for a minor, so we wouldn't get sued.
I had to purposely do something.
Yeah. Which wasn't fair to Amber because Amber had a
I thought my
very
voice
cute
sounded
voice.
very cute.
Yeah.
Now nobody thinks I'm cute at all, but
I do.
I don't have a choice because I was accused of being a minor. So
You went from squeaky
wasn't.
anime girl voice to 40s vixen. Because you have like that like very like vintage like 1940s like starlet like sound to your voice. Because most of the ladies back then, their voices were like a little bit deeper and mysterious. Not too deep though, but just like, you know, they had a little bit of layer to it.
Yeah, Kwings, my sisters and I look younger than we really are. Also, same goes for my grandmother and my mom look younger too. My older sister told me that they thought our mom was our, I'm gonna guess sister. But yeah, I mean, some people look like 8, 9, 10 years younger than they are.
It has to do with you are what you eat. For one.
It could be a lot of factors. A lot of different factors.
And there are a lot of YouTubers that are younger than us that look like they're 15 years older than us because they did a lot of smoking and drinking.
Miss Deanna was saying our older sister told me that some people thought our mom was our sister and that our grandma was our mom.
Oh wow.
Oh wow. My dad told me that when he was younger, his friends told him that his sister looked hot, but that was his mom. My grandma. Oh wow, Miss Deanna.
Wow, good genes.
Yep.
My grandma always looked like my grandma.
There's a lady that goes to my church, and I thought she was like 31, or like, well, I'm not showing Luke a picture. I thought she was 31. She's actually the lady who helped me to figure out about like delivery jobs. But she is a grandmother, and she is not 30. I don't know if she's in her 50s. I thought she was 30 or even younger. So, I mean, people can literally look decades younger than they look. Which is amazing. Like, I think I'm gonna say that it's genetics, but also I think, like, I think that, you know, like, I definitely think it can be yeah, like that's really cool, Miss Deanna, and yeah, like I think it can be genetics, but I think it also can be like some people say like you are only as young as you feel. Like if you keep lighthearted and don't let stress get to you in your life, if you let stress crush you and let stress get you down, you can develop more wrinkles on your face and you can look stressed. Your stress can cause you to look older, but I think that just being lighthearted about things in your life can help you to look younger. Like when I was first on YouTube, nothing bothered me. I was in a very happy place. And the last 10 years, I've had a lot of things that have bothered me, and I feel like I look a lot older than I did the first 10 years on YouTube. Like, I think I aged much faster the last 8 years than I did the 10 years before that.
We've had a very hard 8 years.
So I feel like just literally, it's not so much, it could be what you eat and stuff, but I think more than what you eat. Even if you only have garbage food around, you can't afford very much. Because I couldn't afford very much growing up. I was very poor. And I didn't have very good quality food, and everyone thought I was really young. So I think that it's more than just what food you're eating. I think how you let things affect you in your life. Like how you look on the bright side of life, or let one of the best things you can do in life, this is what I've heard from lots of people, to try to reduce how fast you age and stuff like that, is let stress roll off of your shoulders. Like don't dwell on things that are stressful. I didn't mean to talk about this.
No, I was just making sure he's not doing something he shouldn't be doing.
But yeah, I think that's why Luke Luke is always, even though Luke complains a lot about things, I think he really doesn't let things get to him as much as I let things get to him. Because Luke actually, at the end of the night, after all the stress of YouTube and everything, he watches anime for like 20 minutes to an hour, depending on how many new shows there are, and he laughs. Laughter can really, I think laughter is one of the best things to make you look younger. You laugh every day. You like watch funny videos to make your whole like belly and your whole face laugh and your whole body like chuckles, and you know, watch cat videos or do things that make you feel happy. I really think that is good for your heart. It's good for your whole self, your soul.
I've told people it's very important to have a hobby.
I think that laughing can probably do more for you than having all the organic foods in the world. Even if you're not eating organic food and you're eating whatever you can, ramen, whatever, if you laugh every day and you're happy every day and you do something, maybe you play your video game or you walk outside, that's actually probably going to be better for you than eating all the best foods in the world. I really believe that. It has to do with your heart and your soul, doing something, you know, being happy. Being happy, I think is the best thing. Well, anyway, sorry for my long speech.
Your long speech was wonderful.
I need to practice what I preach, because I do let things get to me, and when at the end of the night, when I am stressed, I don't take 20 minutes to watch anime. I just go to sleep, and I get up the next day and I stress again. So I don't really take time to relax, which I should. So it is affecting me, you know? It's not good. Well, anyways, I don't need to get into this.
You're fine. Alright guys, need you to watch the shorts. We're almost at 1100, so we gotta mobilize and get those shorts up. At 11 o'clock I can post a new short, but I don't know if YouTube's gonna make that 0 views as well. Which, that's what really hurt us today. Usually we post a short at like 2 o'clock or something like that, and that helps from 2 o'clock in the afternoon until at least 9 o'clock, and then, or no, 8 o'clock.
Oh,
and then the new short at 11:30 helps until at least 1 in the morning.
Miss Dana says, I'm trying to make Miss Amber feel better. Says the point is, women actually age more gracefully than men. When men get older, they become like vinegar, which is like wine that doesn't taste good. And women, we become more like cheese, and people love eating cheese. Oh, thank you, Miss Deanna. I appreciate that. No, I love cheese.
Well, I'm gonna look like some mighty fine brand new vinegar. Because I haven't aged in 20 years. Which is weird.
Oh, thank you, Miss Deanna. You're so sweet. Thank you for trying to make me feel better. That's so kind of you.
Maybe that bat that was in my room when I was a kid was a vampire bat. I don't know.
I'm trying to... Yes, I worry a lot. The more every year that goes by that I'm not 25, I do worry. I worry that I won't be like, you know, like what if our business does better and, you know, and Luke is working with another YouTuber and she's 23 years old and she is, you know, looking 23 and I'm looking the age I am. And what if I was mean to Luke that day and he was like, oh, can I have some cookies? And I was like, it's not in the budget. And then I was up, and then he's upset with me, and then he's like, this 23-year-old is a lot nicer to me than my wife. And I'm just like, I see. And then I come home and you're like, you've been replaced. Now I have a huge wedding ring on her finger, and you can pack your bags. This is my nightmare, so I have to make sure I take care of her.
You take care of me, fine. You always worry too much. We're celebrating 19 years this year, you little monkey. More straw. You can't reach things in the top shelf.
As long as Miss Deanna says that women can age like cheese, and people love cheese. So there you go. You're right, Miss Deanna. I should not worry about it. So.
Wait, that wasn't the final lap yet?
23-year-old isn't going to go for someone like Mr. Luke. He's going to treat her like she's a kid. And I see boys in their 20s like they're kids. There you go, Miss Deanna. Thanks.
treat her like a little kid?
I hope so.
I'm never gonna put myself in a situation where I'd be alone with a woman that's like in her 20s or 30s. Especially not in a house, like, or a hotel room or anything like that. Maybe a restaurant, but even that's not really a maybe. I don't think that married men should be alone with single women. I don't think that's good. I think that can lead to problems. So.
That's why every time Luke is looking at like a video or he's like responding to somebody like a developer or something on his phone, and then I'm like, who are you talking to? Are you talking to some girl? and he always gives me this look on his face like, maybe. And then I have to go grab his phone from him and see what he's doing.
Well, you have access to my phone.
I know.
You've never found anything.
You were 100% correct on that, says Garrett. Hi, says Garrett. Yeah, definitely
Hi, Garrett.
Garrett. Hi, Garrett. Says, hey, y'all. Hope your day is going well. Just wanted to say hello and God bless. Thank you, Garrett. You're breathtaking.
It's been a rough day today, Garrett.
Thank you, Garrett.
Had a 4-hour stream that did not get any live streaming revenue. So we're hoping Mario Kart does better today, because Fantasy Life was the Fantasy Life was so long.
What you said is beautiful, and we're keeping your cute self. Thank you, Britt Tora, the dark unicorn. That's very kind.
Ooh,
Thank
hello,
you.
Britt.
Yeah, very cool name, Britt. And thank you, Miss Tiana, for helping me feel better. I hope that Luke would do that, Miss Tiana. I hope he would be like, hey! Think fast! I hope he would be like... I hope that Luke would treat a 23-year-old girl the way that J. Jonah Jameson treats Peter Parker.
If she was my employee?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
I hope so. Thank you, Miss Tiana. I feel better. Thank you very much.
Good little one. Remember, guys, watch the shorts. We got to watch the shorts to keep the channel stable. There's no super chats on this stream or new members, so we really got to push the shorts.
I will say one thing I'm glad for is after Luke and I had been married a couple years, and well, when we were first married, you know, everything was completely new, so I was just always, you know, like thinking like, oh, like, I don't know, I just, you know, Luke didn't know me very much or anything, so...
That's what marriage is.
I know, but, and then after a few years, or maybe it was actually a few weeks, Luke started to have, like, well, maybe, basically, like, I just remember you would always, like, I've never heard Luke actually dream about, like, another girl or something. He always, like, if I was trying to wake him up or something, he'd be like, Amber, we need to get the video started and stuff. So I was like, Luke was always thinking about me, even in his subconscious when he was sleeping.
Oh yeah, she's there.
So I was happy to know that, like, even when, like, Luke is sleeping, he's thinking about me in his subconscious mind, so that made me feel really happy. Because, like, some people, like, I guess the fear is that people would become married, but then they would, like, be thinking about other things in their mind, like they wish they weren't, you know, married to some, like, girl that's always cramping their style and
how are you cramping
making
my
them
style?
eat spinach or something.
Shoot. So
I feel happy that Luke doesn't mind. Even in his dreams, he talks to me about the channel and says he's asking about the grocery list while he's dreaming. I was like, "Aww, Luke is talking to me while he's dreaming. That's nice." I get a pat on the head.
Google. Time for the next cup.
Time for the next cup. Amber, where is Luke gonna meet a 20-year-old woman? Luke loves you so much. All I hear is many streams. He has so much love and pure happiness when I reach out for this sweet and headstrong girl. Thank you, Britt Tora. That's very kind.
Yeah, I do talk about you a lot. I've talked about you like my entire YouTube career. It just comes up in conversation because I'm around you so much.
Sometimes I have to watch the streams back to see what you said about me.
Oh my gosh. The only things that you would mostly hear in my streams is watch the shorts, talk about the wife, complain about the game, talk about the game industry, answer questions from people in the chat, yell at the cats, cats jump on my lap, I need to get up and get a drink.
Yeah, I've heard you yelling at the cats a lot.
Well, the cats do crazy things late at night. They do.
Yeah.
They do. They do crazy, crazy stuff. Have I gotten all the gold parts yet? Yeah, that's not happening. That's interesting. Ow. No, but my back pain before the spider bite stems from a martial arts injury when I was 13 and my car accident.
Yeah, also, you got hit with a baseball, I thought.
Yeah. I had a line drive that hit my arm, and I got hit in the back once when I was like... Was it when I was running the bases or something? I don't remember. It was that church softball league, and those guys were really rough.
Yeah.
Yeah. They dislocated my finger, and they hit me in the back with a ball. I just don't remember how I got hit. If it was me, like, running the bases and somebody did a line drive, or if, like, I got hit when I was playing outfield. I don't remember. All I know is, like, church softball league, when you're a teenager or a college kid and you're playing with guys in their 30s and 40s, they don't mess around. Like, those guys, for whatever reason, they couldn't make it into the majors, so they're really rough. You know, it's like they're living out they're athletic and stuff, but they weren't good enough to make it into either, you know, any type of major leagues, like even the bush leagues. But when you played, you know, church softball with some of these people, ouch. And you know, when you're a young teenager or college kid, can't keep up with those big guys. They're not they're not gonna be, they're gonna hit that ball as hard as they can, they're gonna throw it as hard as they can. They acted like, I remember we got to our church made it to the World Series of Church League or whatever in 2000 and, I think it was 2002.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, I didn't know it was a thing either. It was our church versus like this church like outside of Chicago, and we beat like 6 or 7 teams in order to get there. And those guys showed up in almost like matching uniforms. They had like polo shirts or whatever for their church, and they had the baseball pants and the sunglasses.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah.
That's great.
And our guys were just wearing like regular t-shirts and stuff like that, but our guys were actually better. Because we had, at that church, we had retired police officers, we had military guys, and we had some other people. But the problem is, our church, like my dad's church, those guys were rough when it came to sports. So it's like, that's where I got hurt. Like my finger got busted catching a throw from the guy who was playing catcher.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, because, you know, you're not as, when you're a teenager, I don't care how, you know, much you train and how much you lift or whatever, and you're playing with bigger guys that are like 280 pounds, 310 pounds, and some of it is pure muscle. Even if you're playing like baseball with them, you're gonna get hurt, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, I did not have proper arm strength even as a martial artist, and when that dude threw the ball at me, you know, even though I was wearing a glove, my finger broke. I mean, these guys wanted to win, you know? I was just like...
Maybe they were so used to catching it from such hard passes, they probably their finger probably wouldn't have broke, because
I don't know.
They were used to it.
All I know is my dad never chucked the ball at me that fast, and I was on my dad's team. My dad was the pitcher, And I would either play shortstop or right
that
field.
guy should have gone. He shouldn't have thrown it so fast.
The guy was running. Like, the dude who hit it, he was like a bat out of Hades. Like, the dude, it looked like, you know when you see Juggernaut run in those movies? There's this 310-pound guy who had, like, leg muscles. And he hit it, like, right to shortstop or whatever. And or not shortstop. He bunted it or I don't remember. But he took off like a freight train. And I'm here on whatever base he's coming to, and the catcher just like whips it. And my arm just snapped back when I caught it, and you heard the snap in my finger. So he probably threw that ball like 90 miles an hour at me.
Oh, did you have to go to the hospital?
After I had my nose broken with that softball league, I broke my finger, and I had back pain from playing with them because I got hit with a ball. So I was only in that church softball league from the time I was 17 until 19. I did not play with them once I hit my college years. I was like, no, because it was just too rough. It's too much. It's like, I'm just like, it's just supposed to, and they would pray before the match and stuff. They'd be like, all right, everybody, let's have good sportsmanship, and let's have a good game, and then everybody's out there, like, yelling at each other and whipping the balls.
Oh,
so, like,
wow. That's crazy.
You could hear, like, the ball came so fast when my dad would pitch it, because my dad wanted to be a baseball player, right? So when he's throwing it, like, you can hear the whoop, like, when he was tossing that thing. And these are softballs, for crying out loud. And he's whipping those things, you know?
Yeah, maybe people try harder when they don't achieve their dreams.
I think it had to do with, a lot of these guys didn't make it into Major League Baseball or, like, AA or whatever it was.
If they were professional baseball players, they probably would have gone easier.
Maybe.
Because they had nothing to prove.
Well, their wives and kids were there cheering for them. There were people, like, in lawn chairs, so they're showing off for their families and stuff. I get it. But still, I mean, it was way too rough. It's like, I heard horror stories of, like, a church rugby team in New York where my dad wasn't a minister, but it was a church that I grew up in. And that's how that one guy got paralyzed. Like, he was playing church rugby, and, you know, rugby is pretty nasty, so.
Yeah, it's like football, but, like, worse.
Right, so he got paralyzed, the dude who played rugby when I was a kid. He was a very nice guy, too. He was my first Sunday school teacher.
Paralyzed from playing like a...
He got hurt playing church rugby, and he got paralyzed with.
I thought that was supposed to be like a casual thing.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just something about men in sports do stupid stuff. That's all I'll say. But yeah. All I know is if I ever get the opportunity to play in a church softball league again, I'm saying no.
I should just do, like, the town, like, you should have just done, like, when you were little, play t-ball in Little League.
I did play t-ball.
Oh.
I was in t-ball.
Oh.
I was in t-ball, and I was in, I played in second grade for a little bit, and then when I got older, I got into hockey. I didn't play baseball for very long, because I wasn't a huge baseball fan. My family were big baseball fans. My dad was a Pirates fan, and my grandfather was a huge Yankee and Mets fan, and my uncle is a Mets fan.
You should have played soccer at the YMCA like I did.
We didn't have a YMCA nearby.
Well, in Illinois there was.
Yeah, that was in Illinois. I was already older. I didn't move to Illinois until I was like 13, 14.
They had a lot of soccer.
Mm-hmm. I know.
That's why I ended up playing it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I have a ton of stories about baseball, says Later Gator. Hi, Later Gator. How's it going?
Hey, Later Gator.
I'm sorry that happened to you, Kaya. I'm sorry you got hit in the face by somebody throwing something at you. It's not good. Sorry that happened. Awesome, you love playing baseball, Later Gator. Very cool. Go Kwings in chat. Hi, Game Wing. Is it true that Batman Beyond: The Return of Joker is too violent for television? Says Charles Demers.
Yes.
Sometimes I dream about real stuff in my dreams. Sometimes I dream about stuff in the future. Wow, Miss Deanna, that's cool. I'm sorry I missed your comment there, Miss Deanna.
The only time that I got competitive with sports is I was at the counselor at the Bible school where Amber was coming to visit, and I was playing tennis with somebody, and I went all out playing tennis because Amber was watching. So it did feel kind of cool to show off to your girl. But I never... Amber and I weren't dating when the church softball stuff had happened. So... I'm kind of glad because I don't know how you would have reacted to seeing like these deacon guys act like monsters on the field. Very sweet, nice churchmen at church, but then when it came to sports, they were pretty rough. Pretty rough and loud. And the families were loud too. The families, like every time we went to, everyone else felt like a church baseball team. Like, the people would sit there in their lawn chairs, and they would talk quietly. Have our people come there, they're screaming, they're waving phone fingers, and just acting like complete nuts. I was so embarrassed whenever our church-like family showed up to cheer for us. It was like, oh no. It was like, why can't we be more like these people? They're just sitting here at their lawn chair. They're not even paying attention to the game. Why can't we have fans like that? This is embarrassing. For a teenager, it was embarrassing. It was like, oh, please, let
They were screaming at the people in the field.
Yeah, relief pitcher! You call that a catch?
Wow, why would they do that?
Run it out! You need to run it out! Luke, run faster!
Wow, that's mean.
Oh, yeah. There's all kinds of stuff.
This was in New York?
No, this was in Illinois.
Oh, my God.
I was a little kid in New York.
Oh, that explains it. I was gonna say, that doesn't sound like New Yorkers.
No, that was the Midwest.
Oh my gosh. They thought they were trying to be cool, I think.
I don't know what they were, but like I said, they were showing off to their wives and their kids and stuff, and I get that, you know.
I am not a show-off. Kwings in chat says Gamewing, and Gamewing said, sports showed me good sportsmanship.
Mm-hmm.
I played lots of church basketball, says Jer Bear.
Mm-hmm.
I ran into a fence when I was in 4th grade. The following day, they added padding to those fences, says Later Gator.
Oh.
Oh my god. That's funny.
Yeah, I was never a big athlete, though. But
Hi, Marion. How does Donkey Kong survive that much water, says Charles? I don't know.
That's a good question. That's a very good question.
I didn't join any sports, but I played volleyball when I was in school. Let's just say I didn't have a good experience with it, says Ariel.
Ooh, I have a volleyball story. So Amber and I were married, and we were at the school that we went to. And they invited couples off campus to play volleyball. And as far as I know, other than the tennis incident, it was the first time I could show off to Amber, and I wanted to show her how good I was at volleyball. We were playing volleyball for no more than 10 minutes. And I went up and I connected with the ball, and something in the back of my neck and my head got really warm. Like I pulled something, and we had to go. But I wanted to show Amber that I could really play volleyball well, and I got hurt. Like playing with married couples.
Yeah.
And I had shorts on, I had knee socks, I was ready to go, because I was pretty good at volleyball. I was like, I'm going to get to show off to my wifey, who's my newlywed, and she's going to get to see how cool I am playing volleyball. And it was, after I served the ball, I served it great. And then the ball came, and they said, set, and I was like, got it! And I jumped up, and I connected with the ball, and then something in my back and my neck just got super messed up. And then I was like, I don't even remember what happened after that, but...
I think we went home.
Yeah. But it sucks because it was like I finally Amber was like newlywed Amber, 22 or something like that, you know? Like literally like the newlywed years, and it's like finally I get to show her I can do something cool like in sports, and you know, I can be like these other like dudes, and it didn't work out. It was embarrassing.
It's okay. I was hoping we would have made more friends there, but it is okay. I didn't want you to injure yourself to make
I was trying to make friends, and it didn't, didn't work out well.
You did your best.
No, but I was actually a really good volleyball player, so I didn't technically do my best. I failed. That's the thing.
The padding on the fences didn't stop me, Amber. I kept running into the fence. Of the padding, I honestly don't know what was going through my 4th grade mind. Oh wow, later Gator. Got hurt while trying to impress his wife, says Alpha. Crying Kwings.
Yep.
I'm guessing that guy didn't feel bad about injuring you, says Aaron G.
Oh, the guy who threw the baseball that snapped my finger? I mean, it was sports. Things happen in the spur of the moment, you know? It's not like he did it on purpose. I'm just... When you're a young man playing with guys who are much stronger and faster than you, they expect you to be able to keep up with them, you know? Especially in the World Series of that league or whatever, you know, the championship. It was a big deal for them.
I think my dad was actually a really good baseball player back in the day, because I think he taught a girls' softball team when he was younger. And I know that, I don't know too much about it, but I remember when I used to play catch with my dad, my hand would hurt a lot when he threw me the ball. Like, a lot. Like, I would be like, it would sting and I would need to take a break. But I mean, I was a girl, I was probably pretty weak, but also my dad, I think, got an injury from softball with his knee. And there was a war that people were drafted from when my dad was younger. I don't know what war it was.
Probably be Vietnam.
Maybe Vietnam or the Korean War, but because of my dad's injury with his knee, he was not drafted. Like, he was drafted, but then they told him that he couldn't be drafted because
It'd be problematic.
it was like his injury was too bad. So I don't know what happened. He must have played a lot of baseball or softball, but I don't know. I'm sorry.
You can always ask him. It might not be a sore spot for him to talk about.
I bet he
It would explain why he likes baseball as much as he does.
Yeah, he likes baseball a lot.
No, but even though my dad could throw the ball really fast, and he wanted to be a pitcher when he was a teenager or whatever, when I would play catch with him, he would never whip it at my head. Like, my dad, it was just your typical father-son catch. You know, you throw the ball, catch it. Good one, throw it back, son. He wasn't like, kind of like, you know how there's some sports parents that are just like, okay, I'm going to teach my son how to really play ball, and they just whip it at you, and ow! You know, he would put a little bit of heat on it, but not if I wasn't ready. It wouldn't be like, you know, because he could throw it pretty hard.
I really liked baseball, and I tried. My brothers did not go out for softball or baseball. I did. I tried out for the team before high school. Like, I'm talking about 8th grade, summer of 8th grade. I tried to join a softball team of girls, and I was so, like, the ball hit my glasses, and also the girls were making fun of me that I didn't throw well. And that was hurt my feelings a lot. They were really mean. They were in this is Illinois.
Well, yeah.
And I'm not trying to be rude, but I have come to realize that the East Coast, people are very tough on people, but they're not, like, mean. Whereas in the Midwest, you get to the point where they're not so tough on you, but they get mean. Like, literally, like, instead of just doing the straightforward approach like they do in the East Coast, where it's like, we really like playing with you, but you're not good enough for the team, but thanks for coming out. They don't do that. It's more like, oh, you're doing great, and then they laugh at you behind your back until you realize that they're making fun of you, and then you need to leave because they're being so mean. That's what the Midwest is like.
Yeah, I think that's a good
I
example.
almost think the East Coast is a better approach, because it would be better if they just straightforward tell you, you're not very good, you should probably leave. Like, not you should probably leave, but you didn't make the team. You didn't make the team.
You should probably go.
Because I feel like in the Midwest, they make it mean. They make it about, like, oh, why did you even try? why did you even come here? Whereas in the East Coast, they just tell you straightforward, like, thanks for coming out, you know, like, you know, you tried your best, but you just aren't, you know, making the team, but thank you, you know, good effort or something. Like, you know, they don't make it mean. Where in the Midwest, I feel like they always make it mean. And I hate that. So it makes you feel like everything is so emotional. Like, everything you do in the Midwest is so emotional. Instead of it just being straightforward. I like the East Coast a lot better in a lot of those aspects because, you know, at least they just tell it to you like it is.
Oh my gosh, Later Gators from the Midwest.
Sorry, Later Gator. Ouch, Amber. Wow! Sorry, Later Gator. Yeah, I feel like sometimes they can... But Later Gator is so sweet. He wouldn't be mean. He's one of those people that would be like... I would be trying to join the team and people would be laughing at me and Later Gator would come alongside me and be like, that's okay. I'm gonna, you know, I'll be your friend, Amber. I think, you know, I appreciate the effort you put in. Later Gator's such a sweetheart. See, this contradicts what I just said. Not everyone is mean in the Midwest. Just a lot of them are. And then you have some diamonds. You have diamonds in the rough like Later Gator who are just amazing and just sweethearted and kind people. That's what you have to do. If you ever move to the Midwest, you have to find a friend like Later Gator. Because he'll make life livable in the Midwest.
There are really nice people in the Midwest. That's true.
It's almost few and far between sometimes.
Well, I mean, it depends. Like, I moved at a very unique time. Like, I wasn't in high school. It wasn't that mysterious guy from high school, you know, boom, shows up. I was in junior high when I moved from New York to the Midwest. And there was a big culture shock for me. Because, you know, people in the East Coast, they tell you straight out if they don't like you or, you know, if you bother them or whatever. You know, people in the Midwest, they hide things behind smiles, they shun you, there was all kinds of stuff, right? So
it takes you longer to figure out that someone doesn't like you in the Midwest.
Yeah.
And then by the time you do, you just feel terrible because you wish they would have just told you from the beginning.
I thought I had more friends in the Midwest than when I did in New York because people were so nice to me. And they were, you know, I wouldn't say kind, but they were, you know, they'd talk to me or whatever. But I had more friends in New York than I ever had in Illinois.
Yeah, you figure out people that are more straightforward, the friends that you had, actually, they were real friends, whereas sometimes in the Midwest you find out that a lot of the people that were being nice to you it was completely fake.
A lot of that has to do with if you were going to be like born and raised in the Midwest and you want your kids born and raised, your kids have to go through school with them, like all the way through. If you move from the Midwest to the East Coast, your kids will have an easier time adapting from the Midwest to the East Coast.
Although it is culture shock.
It is a culture shock, though. It's a culture shock going from the East Coast to the Midwest.
It is hard as a Midwesterner myself for someone to straightforwardly tell me you're not doing a good job or I don't like you. That's very hard because it's like, it feels like they're killing me when they say that. It feels like they're physically killing me and it's hard. Because nobody would ever say that to me in the Midwest. They would just, I would figure out somehow. I would figure out, not by them. I would figure out some other way. I would hear it from someone else. Whereas in the East Coast, they'll just say it to you.
Oh, they'll tell you. Yeah.
That's hard. That's hard because it feels like they hate you.
Sometimes they might, but at the same time...
At least you know.
At least you know. In the East Coast, they expect results. They expect people to work hard and stuff like that. If you don't do the job, they're going to make your life miserable
But
till you quit.
it's hard being from the East Coast to the Midwest because I think it is easier going from the Midwest to the East Coast because at least if you're going from where everyone is smiling and nice and happy all the time to the East Coast, you know, the only thing that you have to figure out is how to take rejection, how to take people being honest with you. And then the second thing you have to learn to deal with is you need to work your tail off, and you can't just smile your way into a job like in the Midwest where you're just like, hi, my mom knows your mom, it's time for a job. No, that's not going to be happening.
Yeah.
You're going to have to work your tail off. You're going to have to work your tail off. That would be the two things you have to remember.
Even if you know a family of somebody in the East Coast that you get the job at, it's not all like, oh, okay, you know so-and-so and we gave you this job. It's like, you know so-and-so, so we're trusting that you can do the job.
Yeah, if you don't, then you'll really be letting us down.
No, if you don't do the job, they'll fire you after a day.
Oh, wow.
They won't even, there's actually more pressure getting hired through family in the East Coast, especially New York. And you do a terrible job, it embarrasses the people who hired you, as well as your family's going to be embarrassed. Because they put you, they put in a good word for you and you let them down.
But yeah, I think you're right. Going from the East Coast to the Midwest, I think would be the hardest thing because you think that everyone is straightforward. You're coming from a society in which everyone's telling basically the truth and being honest. And you're going to a society in which nobody is telling the truth. No one is being honest. Everyone is pretending like everything's okay when nobody is okay with anything. Everyone is pretending all the time. It's all pretend. You are going to the Truman Show where everyone is smiling, but nobody is happy.
Well, that's not necessarily true, because that one girl that I said was in a cult, she actually told me to my face, I hate you. And
wow, that's surprising.
Yeah, all the people that were her little followers in her fan club that wanted to be in the, I want to date Amber club or whatever, they even told me out front, hey, you're a jerk because you said this to her. So, I mean, it was actually, for me, it was kind of refreshing, because I was like, wait a second, these people actually tell me what they think. So I was like, okay, we can kind of move on from here. And it's like, no, it didn't work that way. They held a grudge all through high school. And even when I came back to visit, I remember I came back to visit and I went to that one ice cream place that's a hangout for a lot of those popular kids, because it was like on my way home from work or whatever. I went in there. I went in to get an ice cream. She was working there, and like someone else. The only person who was nice to me out of that group was Ashley. And the other people literally got up with their ice cream cones and they left the store when I came in. And I'd just been working outside all day at maintenance, so I was like all like, I was all greasy and tired, and I just wanted an ice cream cone and I was going to drive home. And I saw these people, that I knew in high school, and they were still holding a grudge from that thing when she was already, I thought she was, at that point, she was either married or she was, like, having a kid or something. I don't remember. So the fact that they still held a drug, in that small little town, they still held that grudge from, like, 4 years prior, when I had already moved on. And, I just came back from New York, too, again. So it's like, it's kind of like, let's see how this town's doing now. And it's just like, yep, this town doesn't change at all.
Yeah. Alpha says, what about the West Coast? It's really laid back, right, Amber? And crazy, says Alpha. I don't understand California culture very
I've never
much.
lived in California, so
I don't quite understand it. I've been there a little bit, but I just don't understand it very much. I would say it's sort of like the Midwest, but yeah, it's very laid back. It's almost too, like, Luke and I were shocked when all I know is when we went to our, like, going from, like, I would say, like, comparing, like, the network that was managing our network where we were working for. And we had to go there and see, like, oh, I wonder what all the hard work they're doing to help our channel grow. And they're sitting here, like, with Nerf guns, and they're just like, oh, yeah, we're really chill here. And we're just like,
but what are you doing to help us?
We're just think, like,
money?
why are you chill when we need you to help promote our channel? Like, you're not working and we're literally paying you at least 20% of our income for nothing? Like,
no, honey, they were getting 40% of our income until we left. And also, I remember we went into their office. Amber and I were there to pitch our channel and be like, hey, you know, we're like one of the biggest channels you have that are Let's Players because we get millions of views. And they had this, I kid you not, guys and gals, on their wall, this is the managing director, we were asking about promotion, and he was like, okay. He says, let's spin for it. I'm like, what? He goes over to this giant board he has on the wall that he puts all these, like, different channels' names, and he spins it, and then he said to me, he's like, well, it didn't work out this time. He says, try again next time. I'm like, what? He's like, he literally spun a wheel that had our name on it with, like, 10 other channels that were going to get promoted in that network. And he was like, you guys want to stay for the Nerf gun fight? It's like, no. It's like
we just flew all the way there.
You told us on the phone that if we came down to California, you would help promote our channel, and you're asking us to go drink with you, and you just made a mockery of us? It's like, what? It's like, why?
Yeah, it's like making our hard work a joke.
And the thing is, here's the difference. This is the difference between, this was our impression of California, okay? So, in the East Coast, there was a Pennsylvania network by the name of Screenwave. Amber and I live 2 hours away from them. We've never met them. They called us on the phone because they were interested in our channel because they knew our channel would make them money. So what they did is they were like, hey, we don't want you guys to come all the way down here because, you know, you don't work for us yet. They said, what places do you guys have nearby you want to eat? And we're like, what? And they're like, yeah, we'll meet you somewhere. There's got to be, like, some nice tavern or bar in that, you know, small part of Pennsylvania. And, you know, they dissed the Pennsylvania thing a little bit, but they drove 2.5 hours, two of them, to meet us, and we didn't even work for them yet.
You know, they also told us, like, outright, like, all the things that they could help us with, such as, like, they had a whole setup where they said we could film there, and like, everything was very practical, like, about helping the channel. It wasn't just like a joke. So yeah, I can't understand. I don't understand California culture. I would say it's like Midwest, but more so. I would say it's even more Midwest than the Midwest. It's even more laid back than the Midwest because, like, I don't know. I can't understand it. I cannot understand California culture.
Well, I had jet lag.
Understand it.
Like, I was sick too. I flew all the way down there. I squeezed Amber's hand to death on the flight because we had to fly from Boston all the way down to California when it wasn't even supposed to go to the network. Like, we had a meeting with Warner Brothers at E3 that year. So we went down to see E3. They butted their way in, or they tried to get their partners to come to our meeting with Warner Brothers about Arkham Origins.
Right. They tried to use us.
So then when we went to the office, so not only was I annoyed from the jet lag,
help us with their channel, but then they tried to use our context to try to get their partners in with our meeting.
Yeah, that was
which would have actually ruined our chances with Warner Brothers.
That was the same trip too, where they treated Amber like a second-class citizen, and they put me into makeup and they put me on stage to be a part of their stupid podcast.
So basically,
it was a horrible trip.
Our impression of people from California is not good.
No.
I'm not allowed to say the word that I think of them.
It was, I mean, that company didn't last long after we left anyway, but still, it was, as someone who's very business conscious, like, that was an entire waste of time. Like, if it wasn't for meeting up with our contacts at Activision and Warner Brothers that year, it was a terrible trip. Like, we had a horrible
that's why
time.
I think we should eventually get our own website, and we should just go on our, I think if we get a website going with revenue on the website, we could pay for it. I don't know, I still haven't given up hope on that.
We got, I'll tell you, the only bad thing that ever happened to us in the East Coast is we got lost in New York City during a Skylander event, and Amber and I had more fun that day, even though we were lost.
Yeah, we did get lost. They dropped us off like 8 blocks from our hotel.
The driver that Activision gave us, they said, hey, your hotel's near here, so we're going to just drop you guys off because I don't want to be in. No.
We walked for an hour and a half.
Yep.
to get to our hotel, and then but we walked by like 7 Joe's pizzas.
Yep.
It's like on the corner of every...
There were so many Joe's pizzas, yeah.
By the time we got there, we were exhausted, but it actually wasn't that bad.
No.
We didn't have any bad experiences. Like,
nope.
Everyone was nice.
Yep. People actually helped us with directions in New York City, too, which was surprising to me. Because, wait, they're actually going to help me get back to my hotel?
Yeah, I mean, like, it is really, I mean, I hate to say this, but, like, you know, someone was asking, you know, like, oh, I know a person. It's like, I do feel like, even if you're really I'll just think of it like everything I've been really qualified for when I was in the Midwest. Even if I was more qualified than everyone else, I wouldn't get it. And then if I suddenly knew somebody, then I could randomly get the job.
Mm-hmm. That
was frustrating because it was like, and then when you get the job because it's someone you know, it's like, well then why? It just seems like, well, then I didn't really get it then. I mean, you just gave it to me because I happen to know something. But then when you are overqualified and they don't give you the job or the thing, I mean, I did get a job without knowing anybody, but it was terrible. I worked at Pizza Hut and I eventually, I eventually was let go from that because somebody said something about me that wasn't true, and then it was just let go. Everything is all about everything in the Midwest is people's impression of you. It doesn't matter what you actually do, it's what people's impression of you
what they perceive, yeah. Yep.
Like, so the reason why they hire people that they know is because they have a good impression. Like, it's like, oh, I can picture this person. They know my sister's, brother's, cousins, aunts, you know, church members, person from school. You know, I can think, oh, they must be... I feel like in the Midwest, everybody... It's almost like even the large cities in the Midwest act like a small town. To the point where... It's almost like people don't want to... They don't want to hire somebody that might be a serial killer, so they have to know you. Like, they have to know that somebody who they know knows you. Like, they don't want to hire... That's basically what it is. Like, everything in the Midwest is about being safe. Like, they feel like it doesn't really have to do with how you look or what kind of person you are. It's more like... It's not so much like they're judging you on how you look. It's more like they're judging you on... Has anyone that I know this person? Because if somebody that I know knows this person, then there's a 90% chance they're not a serial killer.
Yeah.
And then I can hire them. That's what I feel like. That is the whole thing in the Midwest.
Yeah, it was difficult. So, getting a job in the Midwest, I had to have people vouch for me to get hired.
Yeah, somebody has to know you, or you won't get let in. The Midwest is a circle. It's a friendship circle, and you're outside the circle until somebody lets you in. Yep. So,
all my jobs, every single job I got in the Midwest was through somebody, and they got me. They talked to the guy who was the owner or the boss or whatever, and then I got into an interview. My resume I submitted, but I never got a call.
Matter. The resume, it doesn't even matter.
Right. So, the guy at my church, my dad's church, he worked at that maintenance thing. And I didn't need to know anything about maintenance. In fact, I didn't know anything about maintenance. And I got the job based on how my dad carried himself and behaved. And this guy really liked my dad, thought my dad was cool. He and me butted heads so many times because I knew nothing about maintenance. I knew nothing about repairing lawnmowers. I didn't know anything about groundskeeping. And he told me time and time again, you're terrible at your job, but I really like your dad.
Right.
And I kept the job for several seasons at that golf course.
I mean, that perceiving it now is the reason why I had such a hard time in school, because I didn't make friends with all the popular people in school that my mom kept desperately trying to get me to make friends with. And it didn't even occur to me that that was how you get in with music auditions. Because I was in Honors All-State Choir, and they wouldn't even allow me in their piddly little stupid, regular choir. They were like, oh, you're not good enough. Then when I finally got into Honors All-State, they were like, oh, now you don't have to audition.
Mm-hmm.
But I had auditioned for 2 years, and because I didn't know anybody there, even though I lived there, I didn't know the right people.
But this is why I love the East Coast, because if you go in and apply for a job, it's you and your first impression with them. There's nobody else.
You and them, not you and your grandma.
Your resume.
Or them and your neighbor.
Yep.
It's between you and that person.
Exactly.
That's
so
hiring you.
The Blockbuster job also came from church, because a girl that went to our church worked at Blockbuster and told me that she had openings at Blockbuster. So that's how I got the Blockbuster job. When working at Blockbuster, he had that guy who worked at the game store. He was a constant customer, because everybody come in Friday night and rent stuff. He saw how well I worked the register and customers in the game part of Blockbuster, that he offered me a job to work at EB Games.
I mean, this is even like my uncle's from the Midwest, and it was funny that we were talking about how our jobs...
It's just how it was.
Our job is having problems with, Google, and... He's like, oh, I could call somebody and get you guys another job. It's like, how could you get us another job? We live in the East Coast. Like, what?
Oh my gosh, Miss Tiana.
But, yeah.
Goki! Context. It'd be serial eater.
Amber is married to a serial killer, so it's Goki.
It's eater.
Ironically, people are serial killers are most likely people you know, says Miss Tiana. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking. I was thinking the same thing, Miss Tiana. I was thinking the same thing because a lot of people, I've watched some serial killer documentaries, not to get dark. I told Goki I wasn't going to get dark anymore.
Oh, you told Goki. Okay.
I have watched some documentaries on serial killers, and there are people that have been killers that do go to, they go and they volunteer, they go to church, they help out in the fire department, whatever. Like, they're doing all this night, they're helping out with the, after school, kids program, whatever. And they are serious serial killers. It's like, because just because you appear nice doesn't mean that you aren't you haven't done some secret evil in the background. Like, of course, actually, a serial killer would probably be even more nice than your typical person, because they'd be trying their best to prove that they're not bad. Mm-hmm. Like, I would think, if I was a criminal, that's what I would be doing. I would be doing everything I could. I'd be volunteering everywhere, that the food thing, the bank, and everything, and help little old ladies cross the street, everything I could to try to make people not know that I'm evil.
Oh my god.
So, exactly, like, so many,
It's funny though, like, when we moved to the East Coast, I went in with my charisma and my charm and whatever in my resume, and every job that I applied for, I got.
Right.
But in Illinois, it was always like someone needed to vouch for me in order for them to trust me to work for them, and it was weird.
Now I know why the girls in my school hated me so much, because none of them they didn't really practice their music at all.
Oh, they couldn't. Most of those girls that were...
And I was practicing so much, and I couldn't get the audition because I didn't know the right people. It was horrible.
It was all about who you know. Because I remember I showed up for some of those girls that were in that college singing group with you, they couldn't sing.
Yeah, they couldn't.
They really couldn't. And like,
true.
I have a musical ear. I was a musician. I was a drummer. So when I would go to Amber's show choir thing in college, which wasn't really a show choir, they wore black dresses.
That's why I hated doing that stuff, because I felt like I was working for nothing. I was really serious about it, and nobody else was.
It was just expected that they would get in because they knew somebody. Yeah, that's what it felt like.
I really wanted a career in it, and they didn't care. That's what was hard for me, and I wasted my life working I just feel like, I'm not trying to be rude, but I just feel like going to a Midwest school and auditioning for Midwest things is almost like a waste of time because nothing is based on merit at all. I'm not trying to be rude, but I mean,
it's just, it's how they've always done things, though.
But it doesn't help you in the real world. You're living in fantasy land.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you have kids and you are moving to the Midwest, you need to make sure that you do it when they're around a certain age so that they will have a great life.
No, I would not want them to go to schools in the Midwest. Unless they actually...
As long as the kids know them and they're friends, they'll be in.
That was my mom was always trying to get me to make friends with the popular girls, but they were so mean.
Mm-hmm.
And she didn't spell it out for me. She didn't say, if you don't make friends with these popular girls, you won't get any music auditions. She never said that to me.
I don't think she knew.
She was just like, you know, Elizabeth is a nice girl. Maybe you could make friends with her. It was just a suggestion. But I was thinking, well, Elizabeth is mean.
Elizabeth's a mean girl, yeah.
Like, I'm not making friends with her. Are you crazy? Like, I'm not talking to her. She's crazy. She's mean. She's a bully. I'm not making friends with her. Like, I don't know. So that's, but like, I don't know. It all depends on what town you're from the Midwest. But the town we were from was the most Midwest town in the Midwest. I would say. We were in the central station of the Midwest. And I think that is correct. It was the culmination because we had almost like 17 different small towns that were bused to the same school.
Yeah, that was weird. So
we were in small town, mega small town central, where it was all these
Everyone
small
went
towns.
to the same high school.
We were all in all the small towns in 6 counties went to the same school. So it was almost the entire northern Illinois was all at one high school.
Yeah, that got really messy. Whereas in the East Coast, like, even if you're in a small area, not everybody would be like bussed into the same school. There were other schools in that district. So like, I ended up becoming a mountaineer and going to that school, but there was another school that was only about 15 minutes away from my district that I technically could have gone there too, because, you know, it's still, we had school choice and all this other stuff.
And it's funny because it's almost like and it's not everyone is like that, but my family and a lot of people in my town are like that, where it's like everything in the Midwest is just its own thing, and nothing exists outside of the Midwest. You're in a fantasy world that everything that you do is just there. Like, I'm not trying to be weird, but like, I told people I really wanted to go to Berkeley Music School online. That's a really famous music school from the East Coast. Like, it's extremely well known. And my family did not know what it was. Which is strange because they were like, oh, you're gonna go to the best school ever for music, which is Wheaton in Chicago. And that's not the best music. I had to finally get out of that thing and realize that's actually not the best music school. There's so many other music schools than that are actually ranked better. Like, I'm just so confused. It's like you're in another world. Like, in their mind, that's the best because that's the best in that area. And then if you actually tell them, like, actually there's other things that exist outside of that. Like, here's some other school I could go to. They cannot comprehend it. It's like, wait, this does not compute. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. You're speaking gibberish.
They know that school because that school was associated with, like, some of your family members that attended.
I know, but...
That's why it was big.
But I had heard of Berkeley Music School.
No, I wasn't talking about Berkeley.
But I know, the other school, the school that I almost went to, which Luke isn't talking about because who knows, maybe I'll end up going there.
Oh no, it's sometimes you dig up the past too much, then I end up getting hit with a shovel.
I know. Sorry.
It's okay.
But I'm just saying, like, it's interesting that, like, my family hasn't heard of, like, Berkeley. Like, And I know there's two different Berkeleys, like Berkeley from the West Coast, and then there's Berkeley from the East Coast. There's actually two different Berkeley schools. One is B-E-R-K-L-E-E. The other one is B-E-R-K-L-E-Y. And they're both, like, really good schools. But one is West Coast, one is East Coast. But they're actually both really well known. But, like, they both have the same name, which is weird. So, I don't know. It's just strange, like, that people... that they wouldn't know.
Ted Bundy went to the same school as me? No. And then somebody was asking, is this the end of your series for Mario Kart? No.
Oh my gosh, I can tell you something dark that I heard about a serial killer once.
No! Goki's right, you always do this.
I can describe it for you if you want. It's a story.
No, I don't know. I'm playing Mario Kart for God's sake. What?
No, it has to do with a little kid.
What?
His dad.
No!
Well, his dad happened to be, you know.
No.
And it was just something he noticed about his dad.
Oh my gosh.
You know what? I guess I shouldn't talk about it. It's inappropriate for this.
Yes, I'm playing freaking Mario Kart. You're talking about a father-son serial killer. What?
No, the kid wasn't it. Well,
oh my. Okay.
He noticed something.
Oh my gosh. So you are from the Midwest.
No. What? What are you talking about?
Midwest talk about weird stuff.
No.
Yes, they do.
I don't know. I didn't really.
Not to generalize,
I didn't have
but
friends in the Midwest except for Later Gators from the Midwest. He can be my Midwest friend. Because I didn't really have friends in the Midwest because I was working on my freaking homework at my school. I was really putting my nose to the grindstone while everyone else was going out and doing whatever. Cow tipping. I was working my tail off. Trying to get my books. Trying to get those books and homework done.
Trying to get those books and reading like horror novels in between.
That was after. I didn't know. No, everything that I've learned that's creepy on the internet is after working with you because I'm sitting
it's
here,
my fault, okay.
Yeah, I'm sitting here waiting to stream or waiting to record and then I'm just sitting here online. I have to help like share the video and stuff like that. And what am I gonna do when stuff pops up in my feed?
Not watch it?
Luke, I have always been a very curious person. Okay, I have always looked up weird stuff because I was obsessed with the Loch Ness Monster when I was little.
Loch Ness Monster did not lead to your journey of...
Yes, it did.
horror.
Yes, it did, because when I looked it up online, the theories about the Loch Ness Monster are insane. Some people say he's a demon. Other people say the Loch Ness Monster is some kind of alien monster. Some people say the Loch Ness Monster is from another universe, another world. Some YouTube videos say that the Loch Ness Monster...
And there it is, YouTube videos.
The Loch Ness is actually connected to the inner earth in which monsters and aliens live.
Oh, okay.
Some people believe that the Loch Ness Monster is a ghost. So, yes.
Yeah.
Me being curious about unexplained things did lead eventually to me becoming insane.
And there it is. I wouldn't say you're insane. I'd say you're curious and a little...
Luke, once you spend 20 minutes watching a video with 3 views where a person is talking for an hour about how they believe that the Cabbage Patch doll place, which actually is the center of Cabbage Patch Central and is the place where people can visit and learn about how Cabbage Patch dolls are born, that it's a cover-up for a government experiment where they had a bunch of people from another universe that came into our universe and they had to cover it up to explain where all the They had all these babies there and no one could explain where they were from. If they were from this universe, they would know that they need to have a towel. You were insane. There's nothing that could explain the insanity of watching a video like this without clicking off of it.
Are you good, Amber?
It's your fault. It's your fault.
Okay. Anyway, back to the fruit cup, which is the name of this cup. Wow. She's kind of right, lol. Okay. Anyway, guys, we need people to watch the shorts. The channel's kind of listing a little bit. And if I have to go on break, then I have to hear more about whatever you just heard. Oh gosh, I crashed. Amber, please stop talking to me about weird stuff. I went off the course. I went way off the course. I'm gonna have, like, FBI show up at the door. Oh my gosh. Mmm. You need a hobby that's not conspiracy theories, honey. Or unproven science. We'll go with that. Unproven theories. Although... Uh-oh. Oh! Oh my gosh! Double hit. Ooh. Oof. Out of my way. Oh, please. Please go in front of me. Please! Please! Try it! Try my monkey rage. Try it. And you will get blasted with a red shell. What's happening now? What's going on?
Hey, conspiracy theorists have gotten a bad rap. As every weird channel that I've ever been on tells me, conspiracy does not mean unproven weird theories that are crazy. It actually means well, actually I can't remember. Oh, it's making a theory to conspire. It means that if there's a conspiracy theory, it means somebody is plotting something evil. It's not our fault for gathering it up and figuring it out. It's their fault for having an evil theory that they're trying to take over the world. We're just discovering it because we're so smart we can make YouTube videos talking about our theories. About how people are...
Amber? Are those they in the room with us now?
Pokey said, I told Amber to be skeptical. You tried, Pokey. You did.
And I have to live with her.
I appreciate that. I actually do appreciate that.
I have to live with her!
No, I don't look it up anymore. In fact, I tell people, not interested, not interested. Stuff comes up in my feed. So not interested, not interested. Stop, not interested. And it still comes back at me. And I say, not interested. It's hurting me. The internet is hurting me. It knows I'm curious. It knows I'm ready. I'm like the Ghostbusters. Like, we are ready to believe you. We are ready to believe you. It's like, it's hard because I want to believe. Somebody tells me something, I feel like I'm hurting them if I don't believe them. Like, they're like, yesterday, an alien talked to me, and then he made me a donut, and then afterwards, he gave me a new collar for my dog. It's like, really? Did that really happen? I don't want to be mean by not believing you. I want to believe you. I want to believe you. I don't want to hurt you by not believing your story. I don't want to hurt you. But you're right, they're hurting me because slowly my brain is turning into mush because the things that people say on the internet are not normal, and I'm starting to believe that some of them aren't true.
Okay. Well, I don't even know what to I got nothing. All right. So let's all focus on the shorts. We're at 1170. We should be at like 12 or 1300 at this hour. And I don't know what I should do right now. I need to gather my thoughts. Or wait, no. Enough with the Cabbage Patch Dolls. We'll be back after a word from our sponsors, and hopefully not the FBI. Amber! Alright, I'm back. Yup, I listened to everything Amber wanted to talk about. I'm back. I'm here. Okay, so Boomerang Cup. Bangkok. Yep. Bangkok. Alright. Metal Overlord. I don't know what that is. Love Taro is somebody who came from, it looks like his channel, and he did a raid. And he said his viewers are lovely. He came because he liked the funky title. Is what I'm gathering, because we're playing his funky song. Keep it funky. Funky fresh. Well, the Be Right Back music was kind of funky, so... That's a funky beat. It's actually very nice unreleased music. I'm surprised that music didn't end up in the game, because that would have been nice. That was supposed to be the original menu music from Zenless Zones, but it didn't make it. I don't like the game key ID. I'm still trying to figure out how that works, but I don't personally like it. When we were at the game store, the people there were trying to get Amber and I to pre-order a bunch of like third-party games, and we're like, "What's the point?" And he's like, "Yeah." Yep. Because he was like, oh, he says, you're going to be coming to our store more often. Because you're like, what for? So we're getting the system from you guys, but we're going to buy most of our games digital. He's like, oh. And I said, won't you be buying most of your games digital? Because the whole game key thing? And he's like, yeah. So. Yeah. I'll be buying first-party games physically because... Yep. I don't know what it's gonna do. Nintendo fans... Nintendo is a different group of people, like... there are Nintendo fans that buy the Nintendo system to have it as a companion to something like PlayStation or Xbox, and then there are Nintendo fans that buy the Switch to be their sole system. And then they just play all the older games that used to be on PlayStation and Xbox. Because they only own one system. So these old games like Red Dead Redemption and Halo and whatever else is coming to the Switch from Xbox, like for some Nintendo fans, it's the first time they've ever played like Yakuza 0 and Hitman and stuff like that, because they didn't have a PlayStation or Xbox console. So for them, it's a first. And then Nintendo and those companies that release those older games, they end up making bank because like all these Nintendo people that have never played those games, they buy it and they're like, whoa, Just like I'm hoping that Street Fighter 6 does very well on Switch 2 as well. Because I'm buying it. It's only 40 bucks, I believe. We did buy an SD card though, Goki. We got a 1 terabyte for now. Switch 2 has a 1 terabyte that we got. I mean, I think it could go up to 4 terabytes, but that's pretty expensive. So we got a 1 terabyte. Hi, Zelda. You're not going to regale me with tales of weirdness, are you? Just replaced by a cat. Yep. Zelda, best co-host ever. Oh. I'm just kidding. You got it all out of your system. Probably. Hopefully. Well, I'm not sleeping tonight. Yeah, you feel better. That's great. You'll sleep like a baby. I'll watch anime tonight. I'm gonna probably watch Divorce Insurance tonight. Why? It's a cute rom-com. Their lives are getting better because they get divorced. No, that's not true. That's not the whole point of divorce insurance. In divorce insurance... Wait, you said they would edit my videos too?
I don't know, you always find it at a bar or whatever it is.
You can really picture me at a bar? Why do you always put these ideas in my head? It's like, Kwings says he's happily married. Amber always says, "You're gonna cheat on me with a 20-year-old." A year later, Kwing cheats on Amber with a 20-year-old.
No!
Stop bringing it up, you weirdo. That's right, Link. You yell at Amber. Why 20-year-old though? Yeah, why 20?
Because nobody with 40 is gonna look as good as me. I look so cute.
You do look cute.
I look so cute for my age. It would have to be somebody younger than me.
You look very cute for your age. Cats, don't scratch me. Don't you scratch me. Don't you do it. Amber's desperately trying to give me a hall pass, it feels like.
I'm not! No, I'm not!
It's like all this year she keeps bringing up stuff. It's like I say, I'm good.
How can I look cute? I need money for that!
Whoa! Amber, you might have to break them up. They're getting kind of rough and tumble, sweetie.
Wait, stop it! Don't be hurting.
No, actually, Zelda did it this time. Zelda scratched him in the face. Amber. Guys!
Hey!
That's too rough.
Hey! Don't! Leave her alone!
No, Amber, it was Zelda.
Zelda, leave it alone! What are you doing? Don't be a bad person! Be a good person!
Careful, honey, he's upset. See?
Be good!
I think that might be pushing it a little bit too far, huh? They're not best friends. They are not best friends. No, 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 no. Nope, 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 nope. They are not the best of friends. They are roommates, but... You did good breaking them up, though. You didn't get scratched, did you? Good. I tend to get scratched by one of them when I try to break them up. Yeah, I don't have like a Nintendo Switch 2 microphone that cuts out people's voices. So every background noise that's happening right now, people can hear. Okay. Amber, you had the miso and the kimchi. You need to take your stuff. No. Yuki, nothing. Well, your bad, like, sodium practices could take you away. And... What? No. Nope. No. I'm not doing that. No, I wouldn't. Yeah, honey, make sure you... when you're tired, last night you didn't take it until really late. Like, after my last stream, you need to take it. Zelda's bowl is? What tiny bowl? There were ants crawling in it, and I needed to wash it. Her bowl is unavailable unless you wash it. Amber should use something else instead of salt. I've got her, I'm cutting down her salt intake. She had miso with kimchi tonight. And ramen noodles in the kimchi and miso. So I'm just telling her that before she goes to sleep, she needs to take her medicine. Because miso soup can actually help people with HP. Wait, HP? HP. Help people with HP. HP. No, it's HB. But, you know. No. Yeah, so. Okay. Peter, what? Uh-oh. You opened a can? Oh, they're gonna eat you alive? I don't know if that was a wise thing to do. I hear them circling over you like vultures. Okay. Yeah, Amber opened a can and they're both swarming her. Like, they came from opposite ends of the house. Link came from upstairs, ran down the stairs as soon as she opened that can up. And Zelda was already in the kitchen and she's like all over Amber. But Link ran down the stairs. And thump, 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 thump. Cats have very good hearing. Yeah, I'm used to it.
I have to stand out and you don't remember me if anything happens.
Amber! Yeah, you're allowed to be needy, but don't be weird. What are we doing? Ugh. MSG is not good for HP. HP gamer term. They're gonna hit Luke with everything? Who is? Oh, in the game? Yeah. I did get hit with everything. I'm okay though.
I'm glad you guys don't do 5-hour streams. I mean, sometimes we have to.
Who doesn't do 5-hour streams? I mean, we don't want to. I already told you guys, the reason why we run the music for the start and sometimes take breaks is because that way I can cut the music out, and a 4.5-hour stream now becomes a 2-hour and 30-minute stream. You know, it just takes a while to cut it out. I don't want to stream that long. I don't want to stream that long.
Thank you, Jessica. You're breathtaking. I need something. I need something.
What?
Excuse me, sir.
What are you doing? I don't know what.
I need a hug.
Okay.
I won't see you tomorrow.
Why won't you see me tomorrow?
I mean, in the morning, you won't be awake when I'm awake.
Why jump on me? Hello. I don't like being jumped on. I don't like when the cats do it. I'm not interrupting anything.
I feel better. That's what I need, more hugs.
You need more hugs?
I need 50 a day.
50?
50 hugs a day. I'm gonna count.
You're not gonna count.
Yes, I am. I'm gonna have a little counter. It'll be like a little necklace, and I'm gonna flip it over every time I get a hug. And then if you haven't hugged me 50 times for the day, I'll feel sad.
Don't forget to take your stuff. It's important.
I like you.
Like you too. What is this?
Oh, I see. You didn't say you love me, so I see what's happening here.
Huh?
I see what we're talking about here.
What are you doing now?
Like me, that's it. All right.
What's wrong with liking you?
I see it now. I understand. Oh, I see how it's going.
I was just responding to what you said. You said you liked me.
I'm allowed to say that. I'm a girl.
What?
You have to tell me you love me back.
Where does it say that?
It's in the rule book.
What rule book?
I'm making it.
You made the rule book. Well, how's that fair?
I can't let you say it because if you saw it, you know what you need to do. And if I only know what to do, then you're always wrong.
What? Huh? There's a secret rule book? Have I hit 1,000 views yet? No. I just want to hit 1,000 views so I can get the next stream started. I have to film the cat short, I have to do a bunch of stuff. Wait, what happens if the cat short only gets 0 views like the last short? Ugh. I'm not looking forward to this. Not to be confused with Athens, Georgia? Yeah. What the? Ah! Oops. I think I'm all Mario Karted out. This is super confusing. What? But I thought that was a... I don't understand. What? Who needs something to eat? Zelda's out of food? I thought I just gave him crunchies today. Okay. They're both out of food. Well, there's nothing we can do about it tonight. They'll be fine tonight. Right, they'll be fine tonight. I gave them crunchies today, though. You gave them the last can. That's why guys will always be wrong. Hey, why are people dogpiling on me? What's going on? Am I tired? I'm confused. I don't think I'm tired. Maybe I am. I don't know. Alright. We hit 1,000 views, so I'm done. We'll continue this cup tomorrow. What are we doing? What was this one? This what we started what? We started what? What was that one? That was Feather Cup. So we'll be doing Feather Cup tomorrow. Call this vamping. Not you, Luke. Okay. I don't really understand what's going on, but, alright. I mean, that's every man. I've been married almost 20 years. I don't understand, Amber. Most important thing that a man can do is love his wife and try to take care of her and provide for her. That's all you can do. You will never understand her. Ever. You will never, ever, ever understand your wife. If you try to, you'll go insane. It's true. Your job is to love and provide and communicate, I guess. I don't know. I've been making up as I go. Alright, so anyway, guys, meet you over on the mystery stream, whatever that's going to be. I'm going to get the music started, going to film your cat short. Hopefully I won't get cat scratched. And, yeah. Alright, guys, take care. This got 1,000 views. Mario Kart will be tomorrow at 3:30. Yeah, Amber's job is to love me and feed me food. Like I'm a pet. This live stream is done. The next live stream is starting up. I just said that. Can somebody explain that there's another live stream? Go to the other live stream. I put the link in the chat. It's right there. You'll be redirected, okay? Alright, good. God bless, happy gaming. See you guys on the next stream. Which is coming up.